This is PNE Pod, the official podcast of the one and only Preston North End Football Club. My name's Niall McCorn.
And I'm Neil Mellor. We will be talking to some famous Preston North End former players, some famous fans, some current first team players, and a few former teammates of mine.
The best way to keep in touch with the podcast is to hit subscribe or follow wherever you listen to your shows. That way, as soon as a new episode is released, you won't miss it. And today, Mels, we've got a proper North End legend.
Absolutely. Captain, scored a famous goal, lifted trophy for Preston North End, and a player which many North End fans will remember.
In terms of modern North End icons, he's got to be up there, isn't he?
Absolutely. Yeah, he contributed so much during a successful period for Preston North End, and you'll be made up to hear some of the stories he's got to tell us.
Hundreds of games, some massive goals, and a former captain. Here's Tom Clarke. We've got a real legend of the town end on PNE Pod today. 247 appearances, 15 goals in North End colours. Welcome to the show, Tom Clarke. How you doing?
Yeah, really good. Thank you. Thanks for having us.
No problem at all. Good to see you. And what are we now? A few months into retirement. How are you finding it?
Yeah, strange, difficult. Obviously, I knew my knee wasn't brilliant towards the end, but obviously, I think when a surgeon sort of tells you to call it a day, it's always difficult to sort of take in. But thankfully, sort of gone straight into the sort of coaching side of it a little bit. So yeah, enjoying that.
Tom, who put the ball in the Blackpool net?
Super Tommy Clarke did.
There you go. Big smile on your face.
Yeah.
North End fans always say that to you?
Yeah. What a day. You know, fortunately, I was the one that headed the ball in the net, and yeah, didn't know at the time how big of a deal it was until sort of after, and still talk about it now. So yeah, brilliant memory. One that fans keep reminding me of.
Is that your favourite PNE moment, do you think?
Yeah, I think just all of it, the timing of it. I think Blackpool were the higher division.
That doesn't happen too often.
No, exactly. So yeah, it was just nice to get one over him. Like I said, in the last minutes of the game, going into extra time, timing of it, and fans running on the pitch and people getting trampled on by horses. Yeah, it was a hell of a day. My dad was there, so yeah, brilliant.
I think from a footballer's point of view, obviously people talk about winning medals and promotions, that sort of thing. But for me, it's about moments and memories, and that's a massive one, isn't it, for you?
Yeah, I mean, I was probably, my second game.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, just so fortunate that, you know, I was able to sort of get my head on it. Brilliant ball from Lee Holmes, I think it was. And yeah, just from there, really had a great relationship with the fans and sort of kicked on from there.
You signed from Huddersfield. Did you know much about PNE before you arrived, or was that game and scoring against Blackpool almost like the perfect introduction to the club?
Yeah, I sort of knew my time was coming up at Huddersfield, been there a long time, 10 years since I was 8. So yeah, it was a big decision to do. Obviously, Simon Grayson was the manager. Knew him from a time at Preston. So yeah, he had a massive input in that. And then when I came to see the stadium and stuff like that, yeah, my decision was made pretty quick.
Were you always a Huddersfield fan growing up as a little lad?
I was from Halifax. Obviously, my brother Nathan played there in the academy and in the first team, so just always remember ball boying and watching him play for Huddersfield. So it was always my sort of determination really to get in the first team and play with him, which I was fortunate to do. And yeah, spent a good time there, successful period. We got promotion. So yeah, really enjoyed it.
But who were some of the players, some of the games that you watched as a young boy wanting to be a professional footballer? Who were the ones where you're watching thinking, yeah, I want a bit of that? Some of the heroes growing up for you?
Yeah, I weren't one to sort of go to many games. Obviously, my mum worked hard. Dad was working nights. So yeah, it was difficult to get to games. So probably on that, the games at Huddersfield were the ones really. And probably no bigger inspiration than watching your brother play in the position that he was in. He broke through when he was 18, so I'd say he was a massive sort of input for me personally, growing up, having that in front of you and wanting to strive and play with him and sort of follow his footsteps really.
Before you arrived at North End, I've got to get this in, you played against me twice.
Yeah.
Do you know what your win ratio was against me? Once for Huddersfield,
yeah,
and once for Leyton Orient.
I think we won one. Leyton Orient?
Huddersfield won, Sheffield Wednesday 0. I was at Wednesday, so you won that game.
Right.
North End, we'd won 7 in a row. We were absolutely flying. Any North End fans that went to the game. It was October. It was like 100 degrees. It was ridiculous. Yeah. We've gone 1-0 up. Cootsy scored. We're flying. We're thinking we're going to win at 8 games in a row. Our goalie was injured, so we had a young kid in goal. Yeah. You ended up beating us 2-1. Grezza missed a penalty. Graham Alexander missed a penalty.
Yeah, I remember it now. I think it was James
Did you
Jones.
give the pen away? Because I died for the pen.
I don't think I did. I think I rolled my ankle, so I think I were off for that bit. But yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Roasting, wasn't it?
Yeah. Red hot, yeah. But good for me.
But that was before you arrived at Preston. But yeah, I mean, you had me in your back pocket.
Yeah. It's not hard. No, I enjoyed it there. A little loan spell at Leyton Orient. Just come back from an ACL. So yeah, good experience. Played some big games, like you say, Preston, who were flying high. And obviously Grezza, who don't miss pens. So yeah, it was a strange one.
That's strange, that.
19 years this January since you signed your first professional contract. 18 years this month since you scored your first professional goal. Do you remember who it was against for Huddersfield?
Having to think. You didn't score many. You didn't score many. Come on.
What was it, 25?
All I'll say is
Blackpool.
Who put the ball in the Blackpool net?
Blackpool. Yeah.
It was Blackpool.
Blackpool at home, I think, playing in midfield, box to box.
Yeah.
What do you remember those early days as a professional, like signing your first contract and breaking through?
Yeah, I was, what would I have been? I think I was 17 maybe. MK Dons away, bit of a running track round it then. Just really excited. No, I just remember having no fear. Listen, it was easier because Nathan was in the first team. He was able to guide me a little bit and keep me away from causing any bother with the older lads. But yeah, to play next to him, I think I played centre half that day with him. So really, really fortunate to sort of, like I say, be guided by him. And yeah, just no fear. Just went into every game, enjoyed it, and yeah, just sort of an overriding feeling of enjoyment being able to come through the academy at age 8 and make your debut.
Yeah, class that, isn't it? When you have someone as well to look up to, like your brother. I'm quite interested as someone who's got a brother myself with an age gap kind of similar to yours. Were you always watching him or competing against him, and the fact he was older than you when you're playing on the street or in the garden or whatever? I guess that kind of helps you when you're a youngster to develop quicker when you've got a brother.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, like you say, playing on the street, and I think it toughened me up and got me ready for, because it were a men's game. I was 17 playing against men, so it definitely got me ready for that. It was always a little bit of a mini competition, especially for me. Nathan, when did he make his debut? Did I do it before him and stuff like that? But yeah, just to play alongside him was unbelievable for my family, and to go on, he had an amazing career as well. So yeah, we were pretty fortunate.
Have you always been close? Because for me, my brother was the best man at my wedding. I wonder, something similar for you?
Yeah, no, same. Yeah, really close. 2 older brothers. One who's completely not interested in football whatsoever. But yeah, really close to both of them. Like I said, to have that in the change room alongside you is brilliant.
You must have fallen out with him though.
Yeah, there were times where he'd let me know, especially being the younger one, and a little bit of you need to sort of find your own feet a little bit. So he left me alone and made me them sort of bad decisions in a game or changing room in training. But he always sort of kept my standards high and made sure I was, in first and sort of last away.
Is that the person you spoke to maybe most in terms of advice during your career? Because for me, it was always my dad, more so than my older brother. But was it more your brother for you? Yeah,
no, definitely. Yeah, like I say, he had that 4 years on me. He'd seen it all before. So yeah, he was a massive one. Obviously, my dad, my mum. But yeah, coaches as well. Coaches I've had in the academies have always been a massive help. And still are. I'd say Chris Howarth, who I had at Huddersfield, I think he's at Sheffield United now. Massive in my sort of early upbringing in the academy, and then the likes of Peter Jackson, who gave me my debut, Terry Yorath, and going back that far, really believed me and sort of helped me keep me on, really.
Were you getting hand-me-downs from your brother as well? Old boots?
Yeah,
old
well,
kits?
I was still at school. He was in the first team, so he had all the gear, the jeans, the tops, and yeah, a lot of borrowing, a lot of arguing. So yeah, I was quite trendy at 17, nicking all his gear.
Obviously, when you were at North End, made that amazing start by scoring against Blackpool. That was one of the highs you said, but one of the other highs was probably being part of the team, guiding the team to the playoff victory at Wembley against Swindon. So what do you remember of that?
Yeah, from the beginning, really, with my time at Preston, we've always progressed, and I think we missed out on it in the playoffs the year before, which was disappointing for me because my brother was at Leyton Orient. They got through to the final. We were playing Rotherham. And they obviously got through. I was hoping both captains, both being at Wembley. Unfortunately, we weren't able to do it. So that was another sort of kick in the teeth. And then I had to go and support Nathan at Wembley. Just unfortunate that he couldn't do it. But yeah, that next following season, good season. It was sort of difficult end. We went to, I think it was Colchester, had to win or draw to get promoted. Couldn't do it. MK Dons was coming.
I remember because MK were chasing you all the way to the end.
And we were sort of grinding it out with 1-0s and MK were winning 3-4-0s every week, and they had Dele Alli scoring, and so sort of felt that little bit of pressure, but full confidence that we could go there and get a result, and flew there, and all the family waiting for us back home. Massive kick in the teeth that we couldn't do it there, and sort of then having to pick everyone up as captain, and obviously Simon Grayson as manager. We were a young team with a little bit of experience with Beckford and Joe Garner in there.
Well, how did you do that? Because I was at the Colchester game and I remember thinking, going to beat these because they were about to get relegated. It would be a comfortable away win. You've ended up not getting promoted. You're thinking, got to do the playoffs. How do you lift yourself again, knowing that the season before you'd been beaten in the playoffs and you'd been expected to go up, and then you just missed out on the last day of the season? So as the captain, as one of the leaders, I know you mentioned about the manager, what sort of things are you saying to the players there? Come up, we can do it this year. It's not going to be like last year. What sort of things?
Yeah, listen, it was hard. I remember being on the pitch when all the fans were running off. It took me 10 minutes to sort of get off the pitch. I was sat on the floor. It was difficult knowing we had Chesterfield, who were a really good team. It was difficult, but it was just trying to remain positive. I remember Simon Grayson on the bus going home, having a little chat with everyone, real positive chat. And it's, just about lifting everyone. We knew we had a good team, and we knew we could do it. It was just a case of getting over that really quick and going again, which we did.
Scored. Preston take the lead. And that's exactly what it means to Neil Muller to score in the West Lancashire derby.